Right. Hello, welcome to Design School Kolding. I'm Crystal Arnevik. I'm the head of the program for fashion. And this is the second year students of the fashion department who are now joined here with me together with SUMH. And I'll just tell a little bit about the background for this course. It's the first time we're running it at all. And on the side of being a teacher and the head of the program, I'm also part of an EU-funded project where we, through 3 years, develop teaching material that all addresses digital tools and how those digital tools can be used for sustainability, inclusion, and diversity. And the first year we did on virtual prototyping and how we can minimize waste. And this year, the focus is on inclusivity. And this is why we are so happy to work together with SUMH and extremely happy that you are ready to let us know all the things we don't know. This project here is about, to the extent that you are ready for it, it's going to be also about collaboration in the sense that because we can meet online as well, and the students will work on avatar, so-called avatars, which is a virtual representation of a body. They'll be able to show you their ideas, and you can give feedback on it and let them know, do you want stripes or dots, or even better suggestions that I give here. But so what this is going to be about as well, the digital tool we're introducing here is scanning, and you can get a full body scan, just like you might have tried, some of you, in an airport where you have seen a big scanner. We don't have the kind of scanner, so we're going to use apps on phones for this scanning. And also in that respect, make it a bit more of a democratic process. So we don't need to go to a very expensive scanner. And also for wheelchair users, it's not the ideal either. If I just run through some timelines, then yes, today we're meeting and you'll meet the students will meet the participants and do the interviews. And on May 1st, that's Wednesday of next week, you'll all join us at Design School Kolding. And I have talked to Christian about whether you could be there like 11:30-ish, however it fits with your travels. But just let me know in advance, or let Christian know in advance. And then we'll have we'll have some lunch together. And then afterwards, there'll be the scanning. And this scanning will be on for the scanning, you need to wear clothes that is sort of makes it possible to scan the body so you can see what it's like. So no big coats or no big frills or whatever could be going on. It needs to be sort of like, I would say, yoga attire, if you have anything that could resemble that. We will be in a classroom that's well lit at that time of day, which is needed for the scanning, but also where you could be as private as you can with others scanning you. We'll definitely make sure that works. And and then after that, the student will make virtual representations of you, and then they will start doing the design process, and then if you're up for it, you can decide with your own student participant relationship, and then you set up a session where you can go over the things and what are the thoughts and what are the preferences and what is the aesthetic choices that could be there. And the designers, of course, come with a background from knowledge on materials and colors and trim and print, but the participants come with so much knowledge on the kind of clothes that fits them and that they prefer. Then on May 28th, you will come back to Design School Kolding, and it will be a fitting session. So see, does the clothes fit or does it need to? We always do fitting sessions. It's forth and back to make sure, because we know a really good fit is key for sustainability, for people wanting to wear the clothes and not just either throw it away or put it at the back of their closet. So, at this fitting session, you will also be able to give your validation of the design. Does it meet your requirements? Does it meet your aesthetics? And you can have a discussion with the design students. And we would also like to have a small survey for you to fill in, possibly even a little interview on what it has been like for you to work with us and how it's like being represented the way you will be digitally. Then on top of all this as well, we know you have met Yankee Lee, I think, when you worked with Richard Herriot and the others in January, I think. And Yankee Lee is very much in favor of us having a portrait taken of you. This is something for you to consider. Would you like that? Would you be against it? Or just have a good thought? Oh, sorry, I didn't see Anne-Katrine coming in. Think about it, because Yankee Lee's approach here is she's done another project. In this case, that was with people from a home for elderly people. And so they studied, they did the research, what is it like, what is needed, what's missing. And then there was these beautiful portraits made of each of them. So they, instead of becoming statistic, they became, they were sort of empowered through it, I think she would say. But this is, you don't need to say yes or no now. And of course, even if you say yes, and then once it's there, you go no, or if you we'll have a photographer will come and join us, so it will be proper photographs, and she's good at making everyone look fabulous. So, but it's always something that can be taken back again. But I understand where Yankee Lee is coming from, but I'm also very aware that that I think anybody who's represented throughout others' works really have to have a say in whether they want such a thing as a portrait. But now when you talk with all your, now after this, you go into breakout rooms. And then I think it's very important you all really, you get to know each other, but you also align. This is what we think we can sort of work on. This is what we can deliver. And this might be something that will be adjusted over time, but at least a little bit about what do we think the outcome could be from this collaboration together. And the thing is that in the design process, we always try to, we know the frame, we know the questions we want to work with, but we also want to stay open to happy accidents or great possibilities or something like that arise. So it might be that when we finally get to the end result, that it's different from what we thought it could be, but that it will be different from the reflections, the experiments, the clever considerations, and so on. So we can of course make alignments, and then we can talk about it again later on. What are we going in which directions? But it's definitely very good to keep talking about where we're at and make sure everybody's on the same page and feels represented and understood, and get the room to explain what they're doing, both for students and participants. And now I've said participants a couple of times. If you want me to address you in a different way, of course you do that. I know with Yankee Lee, we'd also talked about how do we talk about the people who we collaborate with, and I have made the distinction for now, because you can collaborate more or less from SUM as much as you want, but and we can address you as collaborators or as participants, just as you please. But of course, collaborators get, to me, the way I see, could be even closer work together. But that's, I don't want to put it on you either. So so I also would like to just briefly show you just a little bit about the I'm just faffing about. I'm trying to find the share screen. I'm used to Teams. That's the thing. But I'll see if I can find my my web page. Let me see. I can find a lot of, apparently I've got a lot of Microsoft Word program or pages open, so that's good. Right, no, I don't get to see that. Just a second, I'll see if I can't get to work now. Okay, I'll just stop for a moment and go back. I try never to stress about digital challenges, because it always works out at the end. Can you see my screen now with the MeUS website? Good.
Yep.
With this, thank you. So this is this is what it's all about in the project, the overall project, and I can show you what we will be doing. We'll be making a here there will be all the information on the course we are doing, and there will be in the library as well. You'll be able to see the work later on, and this is what was done last year, but let's just see what our students did. So as you can see, they are very experimental. They're very testing, trying things out, and but they also they do know how to work from what we call from wild to mild, from getting the ideas flowing and then making it something that's more let's say everyday wear, or I need to take the bus, or I need to do something, and so on. So this is just so for you to know as well. They're here under MeUS.education. You can find information on what has been done previously. And I'll just stop sharing for now. And then I think I'll just leave some minutes for also, is there anything in particular, questions, anything that's unclear, or, and this could both, of course, be from students or very much also from our SUM participants / collaborators. No, everything is super clear.
I think it's pretty clear, actually, for me at least. I'm just gonna tell the SUM representatives that I think I'm gonna be exiting the SUM call, because I just needed to hear your start of it, and then you guys are on your own, so to speak. And but this is actually the exciting part of what we usually do. You know, trying to figure out how from wild to mild is really a good way of saying it. But there are so many real life implications of what you're about to do that friends, that I think you students might be surprised as to how great an impact a small and perhaps a pretty mundane thing that you consider mundane is actually really important for someone sitting in a wheelchair or with a perception disorder or something. So it's keep your minds open, and do not forget the basic stuff, because it's really important.
I think that was a really, really good point you made there, Christian, that the devil's in the detail, and go find it, right? So, yeah.
Precisely.
Really good. Okay, Christian, I'll stick around for a little bit longer and make the breakout rooms, and I'll see you next week in Kolding.
Yes, and
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Good. And of course, everyone, let me know, or you can write to Christian if you have any dietary issues or anything, but our canteen usually is catered to, yeah, everyone. But if there's anything, let me know. Okay, looking forward to seeing you.
See you on the 1st. Brilliant. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so yeah, also another thing I can say to you SUM participants is that the students from School Kolding, they have been introduced to methods and theory on how to interview online and work with information from the other. And also they've had wardrobe studies, so where you look into what preferences do people have about their clothes, what do they use, and what do we keep and not use, and why and whatnot. So they should be very ready for this. So I'm going to stop the recording now.